Good morning and happy Monday. Thank you as always for being here. It means so much. And I want to help you to start this week off in the positive habit way, in a lovely mindful way, and also to really take a little bit of time to examine the friendships in your life. And this is ahead of next week's Building Emotional Resilience webinar series, our free series that reaches so many people and makes a positive impact on the lives of many. And that is with Professor Jim Lucy, who is a wonderful, charismatic and very amusing psychiatrist and public figure. And also Dr. Paul Rowe, who is again one of these very special people who when you meet you feel immediately present and calm. He exudes presence. So next Monday we'll be talking about really the art of collaboration, which is a part of their project that they work on together, and the art of communication and how to connect and really have meaningful relationships and friendships, in particular friendships. So just to sort of expand on this, on Friday last week I went on a hike with a group of people that really I didn't know very well at all. I knew one or two of them, and it's quite an adventure to go out and meet new people. I think it's really good to, if you can, to sort of find that confidence and that courage in yourself to step out of your comfort zone. And I think we learn so much from people that we don't know that well, because it opens our eyes in a different way. It was organized by Shane Craddock, who is an amazing leadership coach. And he invited a group of people onto this. He invited everyone, actually, anyone could go, which was lovely, to this hike on Friday morning. And there was an ecologist there who was giving a talk as we walked. Her name was Aisling. And she said something that I thought was really interesting. I want to share it with you. I'm going to have to read it a little bit just to make sure I get it correct, because I'm not an ecologist. But what she said really sparked something in me in terms of our relationships and a lens of which to look at our relationships through. So she was talking about lichen. Now, I had thought it was pronounced, like many people I think, lichen, but it's actually lichen. And lichen is not a single organism. It is actually a symbiotic association between a fungus and algae. Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either, but never mind. So it's a symbiotic relationship, and this symbiosis in terms of lichen is known as mutualism. So each part will benefit. The fungus and the algae will both benefit from this relationship. However, there are three different types of symbiosis. There is parasitism, which lives off another and causes harm. So an example of this would be like a flea on a cat, for example. So the flea can actually cause irritation and maybe even illness to the cat. So that is to be parasitic. And then there is the third one, which is communalism. And this is where one benefits and the other derives no benefit or no harm. And an example of this in biodiversity in nature would be a bird, for example, making a nest in a tree. So those three different types of relationships in symbiotic sense really spark the idea that we're all in relationships, obviously with the people that we love, our friends, our family, etc. And just to ask yourself that question, is this a mutually beneficial relationship? Because essentially that's what it needs to be in order for both parties to thrive, to flourish. We need to consistently be thinking, well, okay, I need to give and I also need to receive. And that can be an issue for many people. Some people just take too much and some people give too much. And being able to receive is actually a gift also, because if there is a relationship where someone is really uncomfortable with receiving, then that becomes this sort of where it's not even necessarily parasitic, but it's maybe that communalism, that one is just taking and it's not harming or benefiting the person, but it's also not growing. And I think with our friendships, we really need to look at how they can grow, how they can flourish, and how we can benefit one another through love, through care, through compassion. So I'm really looking forward to next Monday. I think that Paul and Jim are going to bring a whole new light to this in terms of really that collaboration is an art, that it's something that really does mutually benefit everyone when we come together, whether it's in business, whether it's through personal lives. Whatever way that we do, we really come alive through each other. And it doesn't matter if you're, like, there was one of the people on the walk was telling me he was an introvert, so he was still there in a group of people, but I could see that how much he really enjoyed that more one-to-one kind of, you know, more sort of intimate, if you like, conversation. And that's absolutely fantastic. It's like whatever way you can find to communicate and relate, I think is wonderful. And to take away the comparisons, I mean, that's what happens so often, is that we compare ourselves to others and say, my goodness, she seems so confident, able to crack the jokes, whatever. And then, you know, comparing yourself is really a lack of self-compassion. It's a lack of being kind to yourself, and remembering that your voice is so important. We all need to hear your voice. It's not more important, it's not less important, but it's equal. And when you can really get that sort of mindset that your voice is equal to anyone else's, it doesn't have to be the loudest, it doesn't have to be the funniest, it doesn't have to be the most intelligent. It has to be yours. That's what matters. And as a result, it is all of those things. It is charming and charismatic and funny and interesting. So I encourage you to find your voice and to think about the relationships you have in your life. Are they one of those three different things? And maybe there's people in your life that you also can say, well, hang on a moment, maybe this is a little bit parasitic and I need to move away from this in some way. Nothing dramatic or drastic, but just noticing how your relationships are feeding you and how you are feeding them. Have a wonderful week. Do register for next week. I can't wait to see you there. And I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here.